In March 2003, just days before the US invasion of Iraq, a heist unfolded that would leave the world in shock. Picture this: Baghdad, a city on the brink of chaos, a regime on the verge of collapse, and in the heart of it all, Saddam Hussein's son, Qusay Hussein, orchestrating one of the largest robberies in history. You might be wondering, how does a son just waltz into the central bank of Iraq and walk away with nearly $1 billion? As the US military began to gather forces, Saddam, sensing the impending doom, decided that his family needed a financial safety net. So he called upon Qusay, the enforcer of his regime, to secure the cash. Now let's break it down. The Central Bank of Iraq was sitting on a mountain of cash. Qusay, knowing that this was a ticking time bomb, gathered his most trusted aides and devised a plan. On March 17, in the dead of night, Qusay and his crew rolled up to the central bank. Armed to the teeth, they stormed the building and the panic ensued. Imagine the chaos: guards scrambling, employees frozen in fear, and Qusay barking orders. He was there for one thing and one thing only: the money. But this wasn't just a smash and grab. No, Qusay had the whole operation mapped out. They pushed the employees aside, and with military precision, they began loading up cash into trucks. It was a scene straight out of a movie. Stacks of cash, boxes overflowing, all under the watchful eyes of armed men. And here's the kicker: while the world was glued to their screens, watching the lead up to war, Qusay was making off with the fortune that would later fund his father's loyalists and secure their escape. They loaded up millions, maybe even billions. Nobody really knows the exact amount. As the sun began to rise, the trucks, heavy with cash, rolled out of the bank and vanished into the streets of Baghdad. It was surreal. Days later, as the invasion began, that money was gone, leaving Iraq's future hanging in the balance. But wait, what happened next? With the regime in disarray and the country crumbling, the US forces swept through Iraq, and the search for Qusay and the stolen cash began. But you know what's wild? They never found the money. It disappeared into thin air, like a mirage in the desert. Reports surfaced that Qusay had fled to a safe house, possibly even out of the country. Some say he was holed up in luxury, living the high life with the money that was meant for the Iraqi people. Others believed he might have stashed it away, ready to return when the dust settled. And let's not forget the aftermath. The Central Bank of Iraq had to rebuild its reputation, while the robbery became a symbol of the corruption that ran rampant under Saddam's rule. It was like a bitter cherry on top of a disastrous sundae. Fast forward